This guy just started wailing on his electric guitar somewhere nearby, just like crazy loud, crazy loud. I think if we're in the suburbs, the cops would have showed up by now. Anywho, hello there, viewer. Hello, loyal subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, it doesn't matter really. You know, YouTubers always say, "Oh, please subscribe." I'll tell you something actually. From a little too loud. I'm trying to make a video here. And like I remember looking at my analytics in my YouTube studio, about stats about when people watch and what's their gender, what's their age group, and it's funny because it shows also that most of the people watch my videos. Basically, a lot of you aren't subscribed, so I don't know if it really matters to subscribe. Frankly, I think a lot of times the subscriber count, like, it's just really impressive more than anything, Anyway, so I'm, despite the, wow, it's just a crummy week for weather. I mean, like this month, terrible month for weather. May was great. April was half good, if not more. So my theory is that July, they're saying July is going to be pretty crappy here in the Northeast. And it looks to me like, I think, August and September will be beautiful. That's my theory. So, just to show you where we are today. Today is the day 23, Thursday the 23rd, the day before La Fête de Saint Jean-Baptiste, Saint Johnny the Baptist there for you real blokes. This is a calendar, as I had shown before, that my parents made for me, showing all the old drawings I did back in the 90s. Like here, this one with Biggie Smalls with one of my favorite cars, a '59 Cadillac. Got this GMC truck I did. These drawings I did, a lot of them like, late 90s, early 2000s. I'd like to make these to sell you guys, but I don't know where the profit would be because, it costs 20 bucks to make, which is a lot. And, how much you think it's going to cost to ship, you know what I mean? So, anywho, I think it's kind of fitting this guy's rocking out, actually. Usually I'm disturbed by people playing music too loud in this neighborhood, but, these paintings really are, in my opinion, rock and roll. Hence, let's start with Elvis here, polishing his '55 Cadillac Fleetwood, which he had bought for his mother, but she never drove, so it was pretty much his. And actually, this picture, I think, was taken in '55, probably '55 more than '56, because in the picture that I used for this, which was colorized, the roof, as you can see, is black, but actually not long later, he had the roof repainted white. Actually, also in the photo I used, there's also the luggage rack that's showing, but I didn't like that. I didn't want to put that on there. So because basically that car was a working Cadillac. I mean, they went just like James Brown. They went all over the States, I think, or all over the Southwest anyway, and toured with clubs and bars and things like that. And a funny thing, somebody asked me about Elvis, about his shirt here, his polo type shirt. And it's like, why is it why does it look like that? I said, well, it looks to me like Elvis rolled it up because it was so hot. I mean, this is Memphis, by the way. I mean, I've been there. I went there to see Graceland. I went there in the summer. It's always hot. It's bloody hot. It's like southern U.S., I think. So, very proud to have done this painting, 16 by 20, just like this guy. We'll get to it in a moment. This one is for somebody. It's already sold. This one is available still. It's 200 bucks. And as you can imagine, you can see why that's how much it costs, because there's a lot of work in here, let alone when you're painting anything. It doesn't matter if it's a real car or an actual painting, you have to use different, 1, 2, 3, sometimes more coats of paint. And there's a lot of work I had to do with the shrubbery here, with the trees. And you know what, the most challenging thing on here was, because I've never really done portraits. I did a drawing of I did do a painting, a mural one time of Gilles Villeneuve. It didn't look very good. I like him. I did a drawing, a large drawing bigger than this, of Jean Beliveau. It's not great. So I really had to take the time to try to make this look like Elvis as much as possible. I find I actually made him look a little bit older, but anyway, whatever. I'm very happy with it. Got your car in the background here. I don't know, maybe it's the Colonel's car, right? The Colonel. And it's funny because it seems timely to see this, because to show this as I finished this a week ago, because there's that movie on Elvis coming out, which I think is kind of funny actually, because you younger guys, millennials, you're not so much really often interested in Elvis because his ass was the king of rock and roll. So I'm very proud to have done this painting, not just because I'm a 50s American car fanatic. I love fins, I love Dagmar bumpers, I love chrome. It's Elvis. It's Americana. I mean, this is as Americana. That's as Americana as it gets, you know. So I have been wanting to do this painting for some time. It was just something I wanted to do for myself. And again, I'm just thrilled the way it turned out. I'm once again glad, as I showed the two last paintings I did for Scott in Alberta at Cold War Motors. One for him with the Bluesmobiles, and his friend Details Dan's 65 Impala, which he actually filmed him unveiling to Dave. And thanks again, Scott, for that. That was really cool. And you know, in life, a lot of times when you succeed, or to be motivated to do things, it's people who motivate you. So I had this idea for Scott. I was like, you know, if I charge you such and such a price, you know, for a Bluesmobile, would you buy it? And he's like, yes. And then I did. He had an idea to do the other painting. So it's awesome because, again, if you have people believe in you, then you can pretty much do anything, it seems. Just like Arnie Cunningham would say in Christine, you know, if somebody believes in you, then watch out, world. Nothing can stop you. Nothing, you know. Okay, so enough with that. Like I said, $200, $30 to ship, whether it's in Canada or the States. Will I send it to Europe? It's not big, it's not glass. I don't see why not. They're probably going to be $60 to ship. I can find that out. The only thing I think that sucks about, you know, from experience, I was talking to a friend about this recently. The problem with the US is that it's too big and there's too many people. And don't take offense by it if you're American. But what I mean by that is, like, me shipping stuff like vintage ads, you know, vintage paper across Canada, I never have an issue. But when I used to sell on eBay, that was a problem. Most things would arrive, but a lot of times there's always like a 5% of goods that didn't arrive. So that sucks, or was damaged. So, you know, I mean, I pack things well, but I mean, I don't do miracles. That's God's department, you know. All right, this guy, I literally just finished this like 10-15 minutes ago. And this is something also that I've never done. I've never done a picture of a Buick Grand National. This was basically a turbocharged Regal, and really a pretty successful model at first. They only made it for like not even, I think, 5 years, from like 84, or maybe, yeah, like 84 to 88, so like 5 years. Turbo 3.8 liter V6, and it was a gimmicky kind of thing, but again, it looked really cool. They always were black for many years. They had those specific mag wheels. You know, and they've gone way up in value, just like a DeLorean. So it just goes to show you, cars from the 80s, or, you know, the ones that are sought after, a lot of them are going up in value. And when you talk about Camaros and Firebirds and Mustangs, now maybe that's not the same case because they are not generally rare. Also, was another thing that was really cool about doing this painting is this amusement park, one of these traveling amusement park or fair or whatever that you know, my friend took a picture of his friend, I don't know who the hell took the picture, but he posted a picture on his Facebook profile, and I'm like, buddy, I'm like, I want to paint that. That's awesome, you know. And he says, so, you know, sure, okay, you know, told him the price, and there we go. So I just texted him and said, buddy, it's done. You want to come get it tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Now, obviously, there's more detail in the background than this. I mean, I could have, you know, but I mean, for $200, I have to put the brakes on somewhere, you know. And not only that, I don't know if I would have the patience to do even more detail than there is here. I mean, it's mostly neon, you know, like, and boy, this guy is something, eh? This guy is something, man. He's just going to town on that guitar. Just show you my Christine here. One of the very few A118 diecasts I have. This is a code wire. These were on top of the little telephone poles there. Anyway, so that's about it, guys. Just happy to show you guys this stuff. Self-promoting, self-toting, instead of self-loathing, which I did enough for a couple of months there at a rough time. And but you know, hey, nobody's perfect. Man, those wheels alone were a big pain in the ass to make, by the way. Very challenging. It's just like I kept retouching them. And why? Retouching them. It was very difficult because, you see, the thing is that there's, you know, like there's plenty of contrast, but the car itself, you know, on that side, it's just black. The wheels are black. Sorry, the tires are black. The interior is black. See where I'm going with this? It's not really any contrast. So it was, and on top of that, the wheels are on an angle, and there's just like all this reflective lights. So I had to figure one day. At one point, I'm like, okay, that's it. You know, no, don't touch them anymore. They're not maybe perfect, but they're great. So anyway, so if you want to have a, like I said, you want to get your reserve there, get your order in, let's say, so to speak. There's people. I got about a month's work of paintings to do, maybe more. You know, that's like, you know, $200, and of course I'm doing something bigger as possible, but it's going to cost more. It's going to take more time. That's great about these. It took about a week to do these, a week each. I mean, you know. So it could be a bit less if it's something really simple, more simple, like just a car. So, you know, I'm flexible, but I'm not stupid either. Anything that's custom made is not cheap. It's not peanuts unless you're in a third world country or something, you know. So yeah, very happy, and I wish I had realized a long time ago that I should be doing this for people as a service instead of you know, indulging my own ideas of doing paintings that, you know, that really don't sell practically. Matter of fact, I don't remember last time I sold a painting. I mean, look at this guy, this LTD. It's 5 foot tall. That's a real hubcap, by the way. So I mean, this isn't, you know, for anybody really. This is really for somebody who's really got some bucks to put away, you know. Like also my my old CTC Rim train painting. This is, you know, like shipping this, forget it. Shipping this is going to be like probably almost $300 in Canada, you know. Actually, I think might even be more than that. I think that one's even bigger than my Christine, come to think of it. Oh, that I didn't paint that. I bought that secondhand. See, there's the Christine. This one is for you, Dean, if you see this, buddy. So, you know, it's a big painting. And lastly, there's the GM New Look, beautiful GM New Look bus. That's $800 alone, man. So you see, it's just months of work. You know, it's more fun to be able to do little paintings, just quicker to do. You know, even though things are smaller, that's the only challenge to do things. Man, this guy's rocking it out, wailing on it. I don't know where he is. I gotta clean my windows. Well, I'll finish with you my brown chrome Galaxy that I bought a few years ago. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care. And you can find me on Facebook, by the way, Elton McFall. Bye.